Hello, welcome to episode 15. This is the Craft House Magic podcast and my name's Ellie Jones and I'm coming to you from Norwich in Norfolk and today is Sunday the 16th of April already. Where is the time going? It's crazy. So today it's actually quite rainy, so it's good that it's rainy so I can stay indoors and do all my jobs to do with the wedding. It's all good. So today I got a bit of knitting, some sewing, some bobbin lace, some fabric painting today, and the usual blast from the past, gadget and confessions, but there's very small confessions. Oh dear. Oh, I must mention that we've got the knit along coming up, which will start on the 1st of May. So the title of the knit along is called Little Pleasures, and it's all about knitting small things that really make you happy because of either the pattern or the yarn. This includes sort of squares of a cozy memories blanket or small toys or gloves and hats and all sorts of things. So the rules are that, so last time I decided that we should have 12 squares of a cozy memories blanket, but I think just to make it easier for everybody, if we say you just need to use 30 grams of yarn, and this can be either knitting or crochet, everyone's welcome, so come and join. And we've already started to chat about what projects people will be doing in the little chatter thread I've set up, and we've got a couple of prizes, well 3 prizes. So the lovely Anne, who's Anne Durham on Ravelry, has sent us some lovely things to give away. So thank you so much, Anne. And I'll just show you what she'd sent us. She sent us this cute little bag with little cupcakes on, and it's got this pom-pom attached to it, which is really cute. And it's got like cupcakes printed all over there, and it's got like a circular base to this little bag, so it's like a sock size bag. And it's got one of those pull cord attachments, and it comes with some progress keepers and stitch markers in there as well, so isn't that lovely? And there's also some little surprises inside, but I won't show you those, so whoever wins gets to see those first. So that'll be one of the prizes. And Anne also sent us this lovely book to give away as a prize. So I'm not quite sure if I'm pronouncing this correctly, but it looks like Haiku Knits by Tanya Alpert, and it's got some lovely patterns for cardigans and scarves and things. I'll just see if I can pick a couple. Like, this is a really interesting different styled sort of scarf there. That's called Hazy Moon, and oh, that's pretty. It's a different scarf I've managed to pick out. Just there, I can't see if you can actually see that, which is really clever of me. Let's just have a look for one of the cardigans that's in here as well. Oh, there's a jumper there, so we've got lots of different bits and bobs in there that are really stylish and elegant. So that'll be for one of the winners for the knit along. So that'll be the second prize. But we've also got these lovely minis that Cassie has sent us from Rainbow Cloud, and with this one I'll be giving away one of my sock bags as well, so that's 3 prizes to give away for the knit along. So there we go, we've got the prizes all shown. I'll have a sip of my lovely tea. As you can see, I've not broken my mug yet. This is strawberry and raspberry Twinings fruit tea, which is one of my favourites. I drink this like every day, it's really lovely. So that's the knit along talk that we've got to go through. We might as well get straight into the knitting stuff. So I've been doing lots of little bits and bobs in the last few weeks, mainly because I've been doing lots of things to my wedding dress. So I'll show you that later. So first thing I've got to show you is a half finished object, and this is a sock that I've knitted, and it's my own design that I'll be releasing as a free pattern, which will be out on the 1st of May, so you'll be able to knit it for the knit along if you'd like. And people who knit my sock pattern get 2 entries, so if you knit a whole pair of my socks in this pattern you get 2 entries instead of just 1, just to encourage people to have a go, really. So this pattern is basically their infinity symbols. Well, this was the idea. Because I wanted to knit a pair of socks or design a sock pattern that was related to sort of my wedding. So I decided to do really cheesy infinity symbols to say that it'll be forever. So the sock pattern will be called To Love and To Cherish, just because I thought I'd go as cheesy as I possibly can. And I've included this sort of infinity sign twice on each side of the sock, but of course you wouldn't have to do that on each side. I've also done a slightly different heel pattern, heel flat pattern as well, which kind of looks like a pinstripe, so I suppose I could call it my pinstripe heel. So that'll be available on the 1st of May. It's out to test knitters at the moment, so I was a little bit late sending it to test knitters just because the amount of stuff I've had to do at the moment, but this one hasn't been blocked properly yet. I've just popped it on the sock blocker so you can see it a bit better. But I think once it's been blocked, you'll be able to see the lace a little bit better than you can now. Okay, so that's one sock finished. And I've got a little bit done. Oh, which bag have I put it in? I've done the cuff of the second one. And it's also out to test knitters, so hopefully it'll all be ready for the 1st of May. And I forgot to say, the yarn is by the lovely Peggy May. Let me see if I can find her card. Peggy May. Diane from Peggy May Yarns. I always wanted to call you Peggy May, Diane. But it's her nanny. That's really lovely. So it's Peggy May Yarns, and she's got a separate website if you want to check her out. And this colourway is called Confetti Colourway, and it is so pretty. If you look at all those lovely, lovely speckles there, and I thought that it would be very relevant for a wedding themed pair of socks being confetti. How cute. So for this pair of socks, I've knitted 72 stitches. No, not 72 stitches, 68 stitches. Because I've got 2.25mm needles there. But the pattern I've written has all the stitch counts for 56, 60, 68 and 72 stitches. So you should have a good choice there depending on what you normally knit with and whether you use different needle types. You should be able to pick a stitch number that's good for you. So that is what the yarn looks like in the cake. It's so pretty. Diane does some lovely speckling. It's always so lovely. Sorry about the light, it's just I'm sat by the window and it's sort of shadowed on one side, which is ridiculous. That probably helps. There you go. I should have to put the blind down next time I podcast. So that's my half finished object. So I should get those finished by the next podcast. I've also been knitting. So this is my works in progress section. I've started on my second sock for my dog Dobby's sock. So last episode I showed you one complete sock. There we go. And I'd used the Fish Lips Kiss heel pattern, and I'd added 6 more stitches along the heel before I'd done the normal Fish Lips Kiss heel design. So I cast on 68 stitches for these socks on 2.25mm needles. So that was one sock finished, and I've started on my second one, and the yarn is Dobby's sock yarn, and it's dyed by Little French Meadow. And if I'm organised enough, I should have the ball band here. There we go. I folded it in a very, so it's Little French Meadow, and she's got an Etsy shop. And this one is 75 superwash merino, 25% nylon, and it's 425 metres, and it's called Dobby's Sock, the basis. So because this is slightly on the thinner side for sock yarn, that's why I went for the 68 stitch count. But it knits up really lovely, and it's a nice soft yarn, and I really like how the colours are dispersing here. That's really pretty. So that's on the go as well. So just because that's a nice plain leg to knit, it's great to be just carrying it round and just knitting wherever. I've also cast on another pair of socks that are like that, which is naughty. So I was really lucky to win a lovely sock blank from the lovely Kate at Hawthorne Cottage Craft. I shall show you her card. A lovely prize, and Kate had got a prize of this lovely bag which folds over like this, and this is where I've been keeping my socks. And in this bag was a lovely sock blank, and it's fine fish yarns, and it's called I remember telling you last time, it's hilarious, naked boys. I'm so immature, it's terrible. So I've decided to just start knitting on this sock blank, especially because I wanted to join in on the knit along from the Crazy Sock Lady, which she's starting a sock blank knit along. Although I haven't actually posted anything on the Ravelry group, which is so disorganised of me. Oh dear. And because I fancied trying out my 9-inch circulars again, I cast them on my Chowgu 2.5mm 9-inch circulars, and they look a bit messy because they're it's a bit better if I shadow it because there's too much light. Because it's all, I knitted out of a sock blank, it's all wiggly, but you can still see the lovely colours. Some nice little speckles of pink and like white bits in there as well, really pretty. Lovely soft yarn. I definitely ordered some fine fish. Is that right? Yeah, fine fish yarns again. So I didn't show you that side of it. So it's fine fish yarns, and I know Kate's a real fan of fine fish yarns. I can see why. It's lovely. Hello, Kate. That's if you're watching. Right, so I'll pop that back in my lovely bag. Really pleased with that. Thanks, Kate. Right, what socks have I got to show you next? More socks! I'm just having to reach right across the room. I've spread everything out over my desk in here. So, I saw that the lovely Ruth from Knitterarium had released her sock pattern. Yay! So it's called To Darcy with Love. And this is a black and white picture, sorry, of the finished socks and what those would look like. But if you go to Ravelry, you can see in a nice colour picture how beautiful Ruth's sock pattern is. I've started it. It's beautiful. You can see my little stitch marker as well. So, oh, look at that. This pattern is gorgeous. So I've just got a marker here just to show you where the start of the actual stitch pattern is. And this little marker's from Diane from Peggy May Yarns. I'm not sure if she's got any of these left, but they're absolutely gorgeous. This makes me want to eat chocolate all the time though, which is not so good sometimes. So this pattern, oh, this is absolutely gorgeous. I cannot stop. I actually started last night on these, and I didn't have a lot of time to knit on them, but I just could not stop. I really did not want to stop knitting these. The texture is absolutely gorgeous. Really recommend this pattern, and it's really nice and easy to read. Ruth always does really nice, easy to read patterns. So the yarn, I have had this in my stash for absolutely ages, and I'd actually caked it up to knit part of a shawl with, but I changed my mind because I was mixing it with a different yarn that I thought was a lot softer than this. And first sort of glance, it feels like a relatively sort of, it's not really rough, but it feels like a tough sock yarn. But knitting with this, oh my goodness. I should actually tell you what it is. It's Artisano and it's called Definition Sock Yarn, and I'm afraid I can't find the ball band because I balled it up ages ago and then I've put it somewhere. I don't know where it is, but I don't know what the colourway is, but it's like a kingfisher blue, absolutely beautiful. And this, oh, it's so pleasurable, absolutely lovely to knit. I think it really helps the little pattern that Ruth's designed there. It looks even more beautiful with this yarn. This yarn is gorgeous. I love it, and it's blue. I always like a blue. So I've knit about 2 repeats of the sock pattern there, but I could just knit it on it forever. And it actually, even though it's based on a sort of rib sort of pattern, I think that everybody would love this anyway, just because it's so cool the way the little clever little stitches that Ruth's done there. I won't tell you anymore because it's a paid for pattern, but you've got to check it out. It's lovely. Thanks, Ruth. That's brilliant. I'll give you a wave. I love it when people wave to me on podcasts. It's brilliant. I'm just having a sip of my tea. It's cooled down enough now to have a good gulp of it. It's lovely. So I've now got 4 pairs of socks on the needles. Ah! I love it though, it's really lovely. 2 are patterned and 2 are plain, so this is all good. It's good to have like a nice plain one so you can shove it in your bag and knit when you can get a few minutes just anywhere. Right. What have we got next? What's on my list? So the last of my knitting projects is my Cozy Memories blanket. It's growing. So I've done 3 squares since I last showed it to you, and it's these 3. And they're Rainbow Cloud off on the Etsy shop, and it's Cassia who owns the Etsy shop. And this one, and this one are the ones I've knitted this time. I think, I can't remember which set they were from, but the 2 sets I bought were called The Killing, and I bet it's all about her. So these 3 are from those sets. I can't remember which one's which, but they're all really lovely. Absolutely gorgeous. So I'm really pleased about that. And it's starting to get there. It'll take me a little while to make a full-size blanket, but I can at least fold it up now, which is good. Yay! Folds up. I've got a few more knitting mini skeins to put in it as well, so that would be lovely. So this is the sewing section of the podcast, and this is my wedding dress. So I've been working on this since the last episode, and I got the top of it assembled. So we've got a satin layer with one layer of tulle over the top here, and then I've got some sleeves made out of this beautiful lace. So I'd originally planned to have 3 layers of tulle over the satin layer for the skirt, but what I found was when I cut them out separately and joined them into separate layers that you ended up with too many seam lines showing. So even though I'd used a rolled hem on the overlocker for each of the layers, you could still see a line which looked really bad. So I ended up just using 1 layer of tulle over the satin, and what I did was I top stitched the layers down in the stitch so that they didn't actually move, because it was really annoying me that there was more than 1 seam line. But I think it's worked well. So I've managed to put all the panels together. So there's 1 layer of tulle, 1 layer of satin, and then an underlining underneath. I actually added the underlining by sewing along the hem, turning it in, and then hand sewing on the inside here. So we've got on the back, you can see that there's like a pleated area here, so it expands the dress in order to make the train lie nicely. I've added an invisible zip, and I've basically got the whole dress together. I've also put together some tulle skirts. So this is a very stiff tulle that I've used, and I've edged in ribbon so it doesn't catch on things. And then I've done a thinner, soft tulle over the top, just so that it gives us a softer finish rather than the stiff lines of the stiff tulle. And then there's over the top so that it makes a nice smooth curve. Not showing it you particularly well. Perhaps I should, I'll put some photographs on Instagram so you can see the underskirt a little bit better. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to be sewing on these pieces of lace onto the dress in strategic places. So they'll be denser at the top here and then peter out as it goes down the skirt. But I'll also be sewing some beads onto these little motifs just to make it a little bit sparkly. We can all have a little bit of sparkle in our lives. So I'm really pleased with that. So glad that it's kind of in one piece so that I've only got the embroidery bit to do next. I may do another underskirt made with a lining material just to make sure that the tulle underskirt doesn't catch on my tights. I'll just have to see how much time I've got left. So that's all the sewing for this week. So this is the embroidery section. I nearly completely forgot about this. But I've been doing some work on my Anne Hathaway's cottage that I spoke about the other week. So I've now completely finished the roof, and I've started working on the wooden part of the house, and I'm nearly finished, so I'm really pleased that I might actually be able to get onto a new project to do with sewing. I try not to do too many embroidery projects all at once. Well, here's me with my 4 pairs of socks underneath. So that's coming along really cute. I'm going to have a cute little frame and put it in the hallway, I think, when it's finished. So that's coming on. So next we have Bobbin Lace. So I've actually done quite a, well, it's not that much. I started on this little coaster pattern. You can just about see there. There we go. So this is a little motif that I was working on, just because I wanted to do something in colour after all those white flowers. It's just terrible. So it was lovely to use. I used two colours. There's like a blue and a pink, and I've wove the blue through the pink here, so it gives you a mixed sort of texture there. And I've put it on this, so they sell these glass coasters, and I've just backed it with some grey felt because I thought that the grey felt really brought out the colours that I was using. Sorry about the reflection. And you can just see that there's, so in the centre here there's 4, they call them spiders, and then on the outside here these are fans, and they're made of hole stitch, where I've woven the blue through the pink. So come out really pretty. So I'm really pleased with that. I'm tempted to make some more of these, but this is one from my craft room for my mug for me to use. I have actually got another coaster that I'm using at the moment, because obviously I wouldn't be putting my mug on my desk. I am crazy today, I'm sorry about this. Right, so we have some more Bobbin Lace, but I've buried it underneath a few more things here. So this is what I'm working on at the moment. This is my Bobbin Lace cushion that I've got set up. So just to keep the bobbins from going all over the place, I've got these knitting pins that go through all the ends of the bobbins. I don't know whether I can really show you this properly. So this is going to be a circular, like a doily shape. So I think it's about this big altogether, so it's quite a big piece, but I've just started on the edge of it there, and it's going to have a pink edge with fans that are a bit similar to what I showed you just before, and all the centre pieces are going to be white, but I've only done a little bit, but it took a little while for me to wind all these bobbins I've got here. Oh dear. So that's what I'm doing at the moment, so I'll keep you updated on how I get on with that, but I probably won't have much done on this, because I probably need a little bit of help, and I won't be going to my Bobbin Lace group for a few weeks, because we've got lots of bank holidays and all sorts of things going on. So I'll have to see. Another sip of my drink. Right, so we've got Bobbin Laces finished. What I did last weekend, we went for the day to do a class with Linda Turner, who is an amazing textile artist, and she was showing us how to use Markal paint sticks. So Markal is M-A-R-K-A-L, and they're basically oil paint in a stick form, and she was showing us how to use it in terms of fabric. I haven't actually finished any of these pieces, so they don't look anything at the moment. But this is going to be like a landscape, and I've drawn some of the sort of silhouettes of the mountains or hills that I will now do some sewing on the top of. But she showed us how to sort of fade the paint in on there, and we just used torn pieces of paper for this, which was really cool. So that's one piece. I'm going to do some trees just in the background there at some point. I've cut out the wadding already, so it's halfway there. And then we also did some stenciling with the Markal paint sticks, and I produced these 2 pieces. So hang on, I've got them upside down. Silly me. There we go. They're supposed to be sort of dropped down. So they're I've stenciled it onto white fabric and then appliqued them onto this grey, because one of the problems with stenciling onto a darker fabric is that you don't actually see the colours very well. So doing it onto the white, you get the full benefit of the colour. So what I'll be doing is some free motion embroidery around those pieces, so that you can actually well, just so that it finishes off a little bit. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with them, whether they'll just be small pieces to put on the wall, I don't know. We'll see. It's good to have a bit of a mess around with things though, isn't it? So that was last weekend. So I think that's all the things that I've been working on, and we're now on to Blast from the Past. I need to just find my sock blockers under the mess of knitting project bags that I've got here. And I've got a sock this time. So this is a pattern I knitted absolutely ages ago, and you can just see, they are clean by the way. You can just see how they're starting to wear away on the sole. Well, not wear away, but they're worn. So this is a pattern by Cookie A. What's it actually called? It's called Angie, and it's out of the Sock Innovations book. If I can hold that up at the same time. So it's out of this book, and it's called Angie, and it's got this really nice I think they're fake cables as far as I can remember. They look like cables, but they're not real cables, so it's a really nice texture there. I haven't bothered holding up the other sock, otherwise I'll have no more arms left. So I really love those. So I knitted them in Collinette Jitterbug in the velvet colourway, which is the colour 113. Now these are 100% merino socks. So at the time I didn't quite realise that it wasn't so good to knit things in 100% merino, but I do only wear these in the house, and I take really good care of them, and I wear them on special occasions because they're really lovely and soft and squishy. So it's nice to have a treat pair of socks around the house. So that's those. Oh, I'll show you the pattern in the book as well. I did put myself a little bookmark. So that's what they look like in the orange colour. There, they're really pretty. There's not actually, flicking through this book again, which I haven't looked at for a while, there's quite a few really lovely patterns in this that I'd recommend. So that's a good sock book to have. So that was my blast from the past for this time, and I'm also wearing my Sugar Plum shawl by Mina Phillip, which I have shown not so long ago, so I won't take it off. And now we've got Gadget. Now I mentioned this last week because I was getting really excited about my new purchase. It's basically like a housework tool, but it's brilliant. So this is a miniature steamer that you can steam your clothes with. Now I know it sounds crazy, and I'm sure everyone's got one already, but I was just amazed of how cool and how small this is, and how easy it is to steam creases out of clothes, especially if you're in a hotel. So I found out about this when I went on my hen weekend, and we went to go and have afternoon tea in Chester, and we stayed the night in a hotel, and my friend had one of these, and she steamed a t-shirt, and I was like, oh, I need this. So this is going to be really, really handy to be able to steam my bridesmaid dresses and my wedding dress on my wedding day, because you can't actually iron tool fabric, but you can steam it. You can steam things hotter than you can with an iron. It's amazing. So I definitely recommend this. It was weird though, they sent me an email to say just don't tip it up, but I think it's quite obvious that if there's water, hot water boiling, and the steam billowing out the top, that you don't tip it upside down. But that, definitely recommend these. So it's called a Pro Breeze, and I think I paid about £27 on Amazon for that. So definitely recommend it. You can steam stuff up. Slightly random gadget for this week. We should move on. So I've got some confessions for this week. But I've been very good. I've been very, very good. I'm very proud of myself. So Cassia had a little shop update, and I had to get these. Look at that yellow. It's amazing. It's absolutely gorgeous. I shall take them out. I was saving them all in the bag so that I wouldn't mess them all up. But now I can mess them up. Now I have to rip the little, I'll show you, I've just ripped it now, but the Rainbow Cloud shop that she's got on Etsy. I'm not quite sure when Cassia's next updated, but she does these gorgeous little mini skein sets, and I just thought this was so summery. This is my absolute favourite, and when I've been knitting Cassia's yarn into my Cozy Memories blanket, I've been really Oh, it's so soft, it's lovely. I always have to do that with mini skeins. It's really lovely soft. This is her deluxe sock base, and that's got 85% superwash merino and 50% nylon in there, and this is called Tale as Old as Time, so it must be a Beauty and the Beast colourway. I think Belle's dress is yellow, so it must be this one. But they're lovely. They're really pretty. So I've got those, and I also saw, I've hooked it onto this bag, I also saw that Cassia had got these. Look how cute is that? It's such a random thing, but a fried egg. A lovely cute little fried egg. I've got it right on my nose, look. I just could not resist, absolutely could not resist. So that's all the purchases I've made. But I did get a lovely little gift from Anne, as well as Anne was the one who sent us the lovely things for the giveaways, but she also sent me some progress keepers and some stitch markers for me too, so I've got loads now. So there's a little bottle of wine. She's obviously heard about me having a little tipple when I've been knitting. And some cute little bells there. That's really lovely. Brilliant. So thank you so much, Anne. That's lovely. I got a lovely other little gift from Sylvia. Thank you so much, Sylvia. She sent me some beautiful little French Meadow progress keepers that have got little Harry Potter things. And she said it was because I told her my story, or I told everybody my story on the podcast of Adam asking me to marry him. So that's really lovely. Thank you so much. And it's got the cutest little pumpkin on the little hat, on the wizard's hat there. Oh my goodness, how cute is that? And a little dragon. Absolutely gorgeous. So those are from Little French Meadow if you're interested in getting some of those as well. So thank you so much, Sylvia. That's lovely. Oh, so lastly, I did a swap with the lovely Kelly from Instagram, and she's Kelly Lave 1512. So thank you so much, Kelly. And I've put all the lovely little mini skeins in this box that she swaps me for, and I'm so looking forward to knitting them. There's some really nice ones from Elm Tree Yarns, and this one's from the Georgian collection, for instance. I don't think we're getting the full effect of how lovely this is in the picture. I'm just throwing the tag at you at the same. Oops, going everywhere. And there was, oh, this one's really pretty too. And she's put a little tag on each one. That's really cute. Thank you, Kelly. So this one is a Nora George, and this is Moaning Myrtle. Oh, that nearly went in my tea then. That was lucky. So that's really cute too, so I can't wait to put these in my Cozy Memories blanket. What a lovely little set. And she sent me some lovely other little bits and bobs as well, and a lovely card which is up there. So hi, Kelly. Thank you for those. So I think that's it for today. So we've got I haven't got a shop update till the 1st of May, but there won't be very much in this next shop update just because it's only a few days before my wedding, but there will be a few things on there for you to see. And I haven't got anything else to show you, so thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Bye!